Starting off with the inside, we have the swivel chair, which is the captain's chair. You have to open the door to turn it, but it's not too much of a hassle. And right here we have a wire, so that way you can get privacy and darkness kind of on the inside of the van. Does a great job. We tucked it in here, and it really makes it so you can't even notice light from outside of the van. So this kind of just gets tucked behind the driver's seat, which is leaned back all the way right now. Let me get this out of the way. Tucks behind the driver's seat. Starting at the front, we have the fridge right here, which is Dometic. I can't remember the exact model, but you could see the top opening one on their site. If you want to show it on the inside, there's not perfectly clean, but we got like room for 2 6-pack, your veggies, dairy, things like that. We would keep the fridge at 34 degrees, and we kept it that way like when we were in Yosemite. We weren't driving, there were a lot of trees around, and the whole week it was able to keep it cool, and we didn't notice that we needed to recharge the battery. In here is the food storage. We'll show you that when we kind of flip angles. Let's keep on going with this whole part. So right here is the table that is both, you can raise it to cook and to eat, or you can lower it just for a little bit more room to hang out in here. Over here we have the propane stove, which is again controlled by this button right here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but when you turn that button on, it allows for the propane to come inside the van, and when you turn it off, so I'm not going to turn the dial, but the propane shuts off, so it is completely closing the propane at the source, and you don't have to deal with any worry about any kind of gas poisoning. The pots, the paper towel holder were all kind of like after build ads that turned out to be super clutch. Underneath here, some people have been asking about the portable toilet storage, like a compostable toilet. And we did some measurements off of some models people sent us, and there's plenty of room right there to hold that toilet. But also underneath here, if you want to bring the camera around, is our clean water and our gray water tank. So clean water, gray water. Clean water, each is 5-gallon tank. You just unscrew this and fill it up, you know, with a hose, or if you want to fill it up with like filtered water. And that pump is right here, and super easily, it'd be, you know, it doesn't take more than like 20 seconds to fill a Nalgene basically. And pretty deep sink actually. This is really cool. You can store your dishes, really easy to wash the dishes. But I think, I mean, it's like, I don't know, probably 12 inches by 14 inches by 14 inches. But nice large sink, that way you're not like splashing water. Some of our friends had a van and it was just like this tiny bowl, and we wanted to make sure we weren't splashing water all over the counters. All the counters are sealed and treated butcher's block. This is like just a little nice bedside shelf. Right here actually is a nice storage for this trash can when it's not in use. Just perfectly fits right in there. It stays out of the way. Back here, these lights are on dimmer switches, so you can go ahead and turn up the brightness. But inside of here is 3 shelves on each side for clothing storage. Ruth and I had plenty of clothes for our road trip in there. Jackets, pants, like underwear, shirts and t-shirts, pants and jackets. And in the back too, when we opened up the back door, had a hook where we hung a lot of our jackets. Inside of here is the general electrical setup. We have everything on fuses, so that way you don't run risk of like any sort of electrical fire. Also inside of there, everything is on a master switch, so when the van's in storage, you can turn off the solar, you can turn off the engine isolator, and you can turn off the DC draw of all the appliances in here, the lights, the fan, the propane, and the fridge. Right here, you can see is just a little computer that's actually connected to the charge controller. Gives you information on how the battery's been, how it's been maintained, how much draw you're using, and overall it just tells you if the battery's happy and healthy or not. So one of the final things we'll show in here, is the bed storage. We have 3 of these underneath the bed, kind of like the junk drawers. They hold a lot of miscellaneous items, maybe like toiletries or you know, whatever you want to hold in there. Actually, talking about more storage, right next to the table areas where we kept all our shoes. But the bed right here, pretty simple. Every night you pull it out and you just throw this last cushion here, and the bed length, you know, I'm 5'10", 5'11", and the bed length of my head is at the top. We still have about, you know, 2 to 3 to 4 inches more And if you're, I don't know, if you're in here as a single or a couple, if you lay diagonal, you're probably at like, you could probably be like 6'4" and be just fine with that bed. All right, so let's go around to the back and talk about the last drawer.